Yeah, welcome everyone. We are back after a while. Holiday has been good on us, so welcome everyone to our normal sending. Today, we're going to talk about a wonderful topic on tips on how to go into job markets, especially as an immigrant. We know very well, like coming to Norway, especially if you've studied abroad and done a lot maybe abroad, it becomes a little bit of a daunting job to get into the job market. So today I have wonderful people who are going to take us through a journey, probably through their experience or what the organization do to help internationals who are in the job market. With me is Ejiro and Magdalena, but I'll let Ejiro introduce herself first of all. She's a new face here, and then she's the CEO of an organization or a firm called Internationals. Ejiro, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ejiro, and I'm from Nigeria. I've lived in Norway for 4 years now. I moved here in 2016 when I got married. And after I moved here, I realized that there were a lot of skilled immigrants that were struggling to get jobs. So we started an organization called Internationals. And the purpose of Internationals is to help companies. Internationals is a diversity and inclusion consultancy that helps companies to build inclusive teams and products. And we also support skilled immigrants in Norway to integrate faster into the Norwegian society.
Thank you. And also with me is Magdalene, who is a usual face. Magdalene, just say hi. It's been a long time, we've been on
Yeah,
holiday, so we just came back here.
yeah. Thank you very much, Beatrice. My name is Magdalene, but my social media name is Madeline. Yeah. I introduced myself last time because we've been anchoring many programs here, especially during this period of COVID-19. I've been a teacher in Hoiskole in Lillehammer. I'm also a student here in Oslo. So I think, and a teacher, also an English teacher in Mansfield here in Monstes Yeah.
Thank you so much. As I said, Ejiro is the CEO of Internationals, and please could you just tell us how you guys work and what you do to immigrants, and so that is the first, like, just introduction of your firm and how you get in touch with these people.
Yeah, so Internationals, we work with two groups of people. We work with businesses. And what we do for businesses is that we go into their companies, we look at the system or we look at their product and see how we can improve it and make it more inclusive. On the other hand, we work with skilled immigrants and international professionals in Norway. We help them develop, we provide them with support and resources to help them integrate faster into the Norwegian society. And one of the things we just launched is our digital talent platform called Global Lineup. And the purpose of Global Lineup is to connect skilled immigrants with Norwegian recruiters. So if you're a skilled immigrant and you're looking for jobs in Norway, if you go to the platform and you upload your CV, companies that are looking for your skills can easily recruit you and headhunt you from that platform. In addition to that, we also organize trainings, events to bring immigrants together as well as to connect them with the society, because we believe that one of the ways you can integrate faster into the Norwegian society is to interact with the host society. So that's what we do.
Okay, thank you. So, but now, okay, I know like people will be coming, putting your CVs and everything, but do you have a way of reaching out to the community? How do you reach out for them to know about how you work?
So we organize events. So on the 24th of September, we are organizing an event during the Oslo Innovation Week, which is called Post Pandemic Norway. the role of skilled
Okay.
immigrants in the rebuilding process. So we mostly organize events and trainings, and through these events and trainings, people get to know about what we do. We also advertise on social media to create more publicity around what we do, because our services is not limited to Oslo. It's kind of we're kind of a nationwide service. So we do a lot of social media advertisements to create awareness about our products.
Thank you so much. Yeah, as an immigrant, like personally, I know it's so kind of frustrating to come into the job market, you know. Do you guys get people who have been frustrated during interviews or in search of job markets, and how do you guys help them? So here, Jiro will answer that, and we bring in Mado to start talking. Thank you, Jiro.
Yeah, a lot of people are frustrated, and that's why we formed International, because of this frustration. And
Okay.
they are frustrated because mostly, and like I said, my target group is skilled immigrants, and most of them are frustrated because they have the education, they have the skills, and even most of them have learned Norwegian, but yet they find it difficult to being called into interviews. And those that get called into interviews, most times they don't get the jobs. And after a while, people settle down for like survival jobs because the bills have to be paid. And then after a while, people just drop off from the working life. So when you look at statistics from SSB, Statistics Central Bureau, it shows that a lot of immigrants are either unemployed or they fall out of the working life very easily. So a lot of people are frustrated, and that's why we created this organization to try to help them work through this frustration.
Thank you, thank you. Your contribution, Magdalena.
Yeah, there are many threats, as I'll say, which contributes to with the frustration when you are an immigrant. I said last time when we were talking, it is the language. Even though Njiro is talking on how the language, some of them they know and things like that, but in most cases, it is the language as well as the specialty, because with the language somebody can, because we are hinge hunting money very fast as immigrants. All of us, we know. Maybe we are having trouble back home. It may be even you yourself, your bills, as Angelo said. And you want to have this job very fast in order that you should be earning money. And sometimes it becomes so frustrating that you don't know the language and you claim that you know. Because why? You want to get into it very fast. You want to go to the North Kush to study, and then maybe you just know how to breathe. You say, this one is enough. Let me just go very fast and then start to earn money, because I'm having trouble with people calling my phone. They need money, or one trouble or the other. So that alone is already frustrating you. And you want to apply now, and you write in your CV that, yes, you can speak Nosh. And when you come for an interview, the person start to blow Nosh in you, you know, you are saying that, you are going too far. You know, the person now will realize that you don't know. Whereas you knew just the basics, maybe just to greet, and it becomes so frustrating. What will happen? They say, okay, we will call you. You know, when officially they know that, no, you are not for the job. And you go now, you're waiting, they will never come. And sometimes you want to call, sometimes you want to go there by yourself. Because one thing I've realized in Norway is that if you think you apply online and you're waiting that they are going to call you, I don't know what is really the issue. It is tough for them to call you. Mostly, the frustration comes when people are thinking that they will be called and then they are never called. So they will go now behind and then start to lobby for any kind of job to do it. And then one thing that I realized with the employers in Norway, they want someone to recommend you in quotes, meaning that if somebody can say, yes, this is my friend, and I know that the person can clean very well, they trust that a lot. Can you imagine at that level of being even a cleaner? Talk less of a job that is a specialized job or a skilled job. You know, they want they work on recommendation a lot from the statistics, because if you Beatrice can recommend me somewhere and then say this is an English teacher that has been teaching in our center, somebody will believe you and trust you more than if I had to send a CV and apply for a job somewhere. You know, so that is the frustration immigrants are if they don't know, they are passing through. But I, who is also an immigrant, I know the system very well, and that's all the actions or reactions from employers or even colleagues around or employees around, which you must be recommended by somebody. It is easier. Let me say, like if Angelo now, she has contact now with some companies, and then if she can recommend somebody, they'll trust her. They'll trust her more than if it were that employee or that worker that wants work or a job. So those are some of the frustrations that immigrants they are facing. And the second one is their a skilled worker. If you don't work in your field or you are looking for a job and then it is not a skilled job, I don't think to have a job like that, let's say, for example, you are a historian. Let's just put it like that. And even if you have a master's degree in history, to have a job, it is unheard of as an immigrant that I've experienced. But someone that is a psychologist, it might work if you have the language, because many people in this society that we live in has a lot of trouble with their psychology or with some social or whatever in relation with the social field. You can easily have a job, and when you know the language. So that is where, or you are an engineer, easily you can have a job. You can pick up a job very fast. Sometimes some skillful jobs don't need too much of language from you, the Norwegian language. So I think I'll dwell on these two for now, then we talk about it later.
Thank you. I know you've mentioned some two things here that are very important, and that is also we have Ejiro in the picture, network, and how to build your network, because we normally think only in Africa you get, maybe if your cousin is somewhere working somewhere, so you get all those networks, but that thing is in Oslo or in Norway as well. But we'll handle it later in the next topic, in the next question. And also there's something you've mentioned about some subjects or some programs. That one is also coming in later. But just briefly, very briefly, Magdalene, you've worked in Norway. You've gone through the interview process as a skilled worker. Now you're a PhD student. Could you just tell us just very briefly about your experience in the job market and how you maneuvered your way throughout? Thank you.
Like what I said, before coming to work in Norway, I was being recruited as a specialist, I'll say like that, because even with the immigration, there was a lot of interview or question on why she should be the one to come to Norway to teach from Africa. They want to tell my boss want to tell them that there is nobody in Norway that could have had that job. So there was a lot of, so she had to stand firm on it, that being an African, and then because I'm teaching in this whole school, mostly I was teaching development instructors on that they go to Africa and India, you know. So she stood very strong based on the fact that I have been trained for that. So which means I'm a specialist. And then I'm an African. Yeah, I'm an African also, which if they are training people here to go to Africa, then I should be able to know the culture, the religion, and development on what to tell them on when they are in the field. That is when it became, or it was convincing for the immigration to give me a work permit to come to Norway. So those kind of things, it doesn't just happen like that. There's a lot of questioning about before you come. So it was tough. It wasn't just easy like that. And as I said, when you are a specialist, that is when it becomes easier for you. But if you're not a specialist, the immigration don't just accept you like that. Even when you are here, except in the general labor, as we say, being a cleaner or a waiter, and it will not require too much of someone that is a specialist. It will require now your knowledge or your strength. Mostly it is your strength on how you are tough, you are strong to go for a longer hour, or maybe they'll give you shifts in the night and things like that. And then the next one after your strength is trust. If it may be, I also that I've been a teacher, then later on I was not working again. I'm now a student. I've worked this work that I work also in the night. So they were not looking at the situation that, oh, you have this degree or what. It was not being counted on my degree, nothing. It was on my strength and then a trust. Because if somebody will leave their shop, the whole shop for me in the night when I'm cleaning, and then I have the key, it means my strength and trust that you cannot take something away from their shop. And then so with that, those are the little things that we're like having a strength and trust. Because I've worked in a shop where I work in the night. I've also worked in what they call color line, where that one is mostly is your strength and and trust too anyway, because you know, you'll be cleaning the rooms of people who I would say maybe they must have forgotten something inside, and then you don't take them, because maybe they will come back and ask the company that was cleaning if the things are found. So which means they have to trust you and strength. These two aspects for general labor. The first one, it is when you are a skilled worker. That is when it is easier for you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. We are going to the next. And I know you have mentioned something on frustrations and everything, and someone will just be going in for what is available to pay bills and everything. So we know very well, especially in Norway, job market is very competitive. And as you said, Madam, thank you for that. Everyone starts from a cleaning job here. Everyone starts from after post 10, you know. So this is the reality of abroad. It's very tough, you know, and it can be very daunting to start making up and moving towards the right direction, you know. There's people who are getting frustrated when they are looking for a job. I mean, some of us, we've gone through this, and maybe a little bit of favors here and there, network here and there. Sometimes it doesn't work for you, you know. Is there any way that people can be helped, and any advice you guys can give? So I'll start with Ejiro. And especially as a company or a firm, Ejiro, is there any way you guys help or interact with these people who have been frustrated? Thank you.
I think that the first thing is mindset. So we've come in contact with a lot of people, and then they have this mindset of survival. And that's kind of what we're trying to change. Maybe survival is okay at the beginning, but for us, it's not okay to settle. And that's the message we're trying to say, that don't settle. If you've had a dream to become a pharmacist, to become a doctor, to become an accountant, don't because of paying
Keep
bills
it.
just settle. Keep your dreams alive. Go
Yeah.
to school. If you need to have a side job to keep yourself, that's okay, but don't make that your
Don't
permanent
stay there.
reality. Yeah. It could be frustrating at the beginning, but there are a lot of people who have done it and they still kept their dreams alive. And afterwards, they got relevant jobs. And another thing I would say is be strategic. So if it's possible for you to, because one of the things I advise my friends and people I come in contact with through my job is that try to look at the startup space. And why is the startup space attractive? Because a lot of startups are looking for talents, but they don't have a lot of money. So it means that they're a bit flexible. They are not as picky as the bigger organizations that. So what the startups, they see you, they see your skills and what you have to offer.
Physically.
Yes. And also
Yeah.
they also see what you have to offer. And also because they know that maybe they cannot pay the biggest people with all the years of experience. So it's kind of an opportunity for you to grow, to combine. So for example, when I just moved to Norway, what I did was I joined the startup, and with the startup, I kind of had flexible job. So I was receiving salary and it was flexible. And I also had time to go for my Norwegian classes. So with just one job, I was going to Norwegian classes. I was earning money. I was building my network. I was learning about the Norwegian society. So you have to be strategic. You just don't get a job for survival's sake. You should have a long-term view and say, how will this job I'm getting help me? Is it possible for me to have a more strategic job that helps me achieve many goals with just one stone? So that's my advice. Be strategic and have a long-term goal.
Yeah, thank you. Magdalene, just, yeah, if there's anything you have to add on that.
Yeah, I just want to say it's a new thing and it is very, very pertinent with what Angelo said. That's to be strategic. Because if you leave your dreams dormant, it's only you that can kill it yourself. Nobody is going to light up your dream for you. And you can be contented and then always on the bench of it is very tough in Norway, and then there is this language issue, and then you just keep running about it in order to stay on the lower part of being an immigrant is not easy. So I love with what she said. It's like push up, trying to push up that you should not be the last in the list because you are an immigrant. Yeah, so we should remove that idea in our notion or what we have as immigrants. And then we also have to know that if we do better, if it is schooling, it may be back home. You've had your papers here, but back home you were not well placed with education. And then you think that, no, I'm just an immigrant, I've had my papers, and then I just do the little thing that I have to. You can still go to school. School here in Norway is free. And sometimes if you're studying, it depends, you also have a loan, a school loan, which you educate yourself. Like Angelo said, you want to be a pharmacist, you want to be an accountant, just go for it. so that they should not always be and make this blame game of I'm just an immigrant or I'm an African, and then they give this for us. If you are outstanding, you will shine. That's very obvious. And that's why I will still put example on myself, which happened back on having a work permit. When some Norwegians, they were like, work permit granted, not being granted here in Norway, coming from Africa. So which means you were selected. You were selected. You were outstanding. So us as Africans, we should always pick up this opportunity, and then with the strength that we have back in the university, if that is the strength I used here to study, the strength that I used to study back home, it is tougher, with tougher ways on how even to have books to read than here, where they even give you a cozy place to read and everything. You even have loan, so you seize this opportunity. We don't sit and keep complaining. I think that is just what I have to really add I'm really happy with international, with what they are doing as training.
And I like something that both Ejiro and Mado has aligned here. Don't settle for less. In the beginning, it can be really tough, and especially as an immigrant fighting the language. You know what? We're fighting our economic issues, where the whole village back in Africa is also looking for, or abroad, So you have a lot of things to take care of, but at the same time, there's something I want to highlight. In our center, we have people coming, and I feel like it's important to say this now that you guys have talked about it. It's good to have a startup from somewhere. You understand? Even if it's cleaning job, any heavy job, you need the money, you need to pay your bills, you need to do everything. But you know what? Spread your wings and make use of your brain.
Strategize.
Why I'm saying, strategize. Why I'm saying this, we have a lot of people who are coming to the center. They've been here for a long time, more than 40 years, for example. These people, their bodies, I love the way some of them can be so honest with me and talk to me openly. Their bodies have been damaged. You know why? Because they've done this heavy job for a long time.
Yes.
They've really earned well. By the way, they've really earned well. They've taken care of a lot of things financially. You look at their homes, they tell you what they've done back in their countries and everything. It's amazing. But the other side of the story, their health
it wears you out.
Their health is wanting. Some of them cannot sit. We have activities like even for 3 hours, they can't sit because their back is broken. Their arms, this vacuum cleaner thing, it kills your arm here like this. Every part of your body is gone. And then they literally normally talk to me and say to immigrants, please, 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 if you're educated or if you have the chance to go to school, please make that, go to school, get your degree, get your papers. It will serve you best. You better earn a little, but you take care of your
and your health. Very important.
Thank you. So I know this is actually, especially this area, I could have really wanted us to go deep in it, but we have more questions and time is really running. In connection to that, there's some people who got their education from their countries and coming to Norway, these programs have been rendered redundant, like they cannot be applicable in this society. This is quite unfortunate because I normally say we have people coming to us and they're very frustrated, and some of these people go slip into depression because someone who has studied law, for example, law is for intelligent people. In my country, that is what we know. They're very eloquent. They know how to express themselves. They're quite educated. Coming to Norway, for example, you can't practice law. It's quite frustrating. Ejiro, yes, Ejiro, do you have anything for these guys? And maybe if they need to fix things, how can someone fix things before it's too late? Because why most people get frustrated and slip into depression, they've taken too long, for example, trying to fix things, Then it's like, yeah, it's not working the way it should be working. So please, Ejiro, take us through this.
Yeah, you made a valid point. There are a lot of people I know who studied law, which is kind of like the popular example. And when they move to Norway, it's kind of like it becomes useless in terms of practicing law. But then I think having the mindset of what does university help you do? So university, the fact that you study law does not mean that you have to be a lawyer. University helps us build skills. Going to school, education helps us build skills. But then when people decided to go for law and decided to stay 6, 7 years, depending on how long, I think in Nigeria it's about 6, 7 years to become a lawyer. And then when they move to Norway, it's kind of like they cannot apply it. It takes a hit. It hits you in a very heavy way because it means that it's kind of like, why did I go to school for the last 6, 7 years? So what I do advise people is that from the beginning, already understand that this is the situation and decide what you want to do. Do you want to go and spend the next 6 years studying law? If that is the case, then go for intensive language courses so that you can already begin your, because they are like they have some 1 year university programs
Yeah.
where you learn language for
Yeah.
1 year. So you know that from the beginning you are just going to the Norwegian class to learn Norwegian, and then from the next year you already start your law program, and you know in the next 5, 6 years you are done. And in short, it can be even lesser than 5 years, because I think they can give you exemptions for some of the courses, that for some of the generic courses, like the courses that are not Norwegian law. So, for example, businesses, because even though it's law degree, you do some general courses. So they are able to give you exemption for those courses that are general. And then maybe you can save 1 or 2 years depending on how many exemptions you get. But if you feel like it's too much work and too much time, then another pathway is for you to think, is there another way I can apply my law? Can I apply it as a corporate lawyer? Can I apply it as a business person? Can I apply the skills I've learned? Because as a lawyer, you don't always have to practice in court. There are other aspects of law that are not,
Business,
yes. Also,
company.
yes, corporate law, and also look for other organizations that don't require Norwegian law. So there are some international organizations that are law, maybe human rights organization. So depending on your
Exactly.
specialization. So like I said before, you have to be strategic from the beginning. When you move to Norway and you already understand that this is your situation, you should make research, and that's part of the resources we offer, providing network to other lawyers, like immigrant lawyers or people that have come, so they can help you through the process, explain to you what they did, what worked and what didn't work. So building yourself with people who have been in that situation and who have successfully come out of that situation will also help you make great decision on what to do for yourself. So like I said, be strategic, network, and know what you want from the beginning.
Thank you so much. Mado, just hit it on point. Thank you.
Yeah. What she just said is something which I would say, if it is being applied, especially with networking, that is what it is going to really, really solve the whole issue of frustration with immigrants. Networking, how do you do your networking? It may be, let's say, some people are students. Through our student union, I remember when I was reading my master's here, I was the publicity secretary for International Students Union. You know, so there are those associations. That's where you are able to meet others who, I would say, they are talking their own issues or solutions on problems which they are facing. So from there you make a network. So with small associations around, friends and things like, don't be an island, because they say no man is an island. Don't be. Try as much as make friends, get into associations, and then that's where the networking will be very effective for you. Yeah.
Thank you. One last question and then we'll be closing up. in Norway, for you guys now who have been here for a while, are there any specific courses, for example, for the newcomers, or maybe someone who is thinking to change their course? Are there some programs that you think can be more applicable to, someone who is thinking of going to school or starting afresh? Is there anything you think can be applicable?
Yeah, there are a lot of things I can think of. The first one is, if you're going to go for Norwegian taught courses, it means that you should, from the beginning, go for intensive Norwegian courses. Don't go for the one that takes 3 years for you to get your B2. So if you have the capacity, like the brain capacity to do it, go for the intensive ones where you can achieve B2 within 1 year or 18 months. Then also there are a lot of courses, like some of the universities offer supplementary courses. What that means is that you only need 1 year extra for them to give you like a bachelor's or a master's program. So some, like, I attend a master's program in addition to my job, where I got 1 year I got exemptions for courses I've taken before, like some of the master courses I've done before. And so I just have to spend 1 year taking those courses in Norway rather than 2 years. And then there are other one, they call them, I think, Ori courses or Etori courses, I can't remember. But like they are 1 year courses. So it can help you like practice your Norwegian within the business context or within the fag.
Okay, your field.
Yes, because it's not enough for you to speak Vahetedu. You have to learn the language that is relevant to your
Related to
specialty.
your field. Yeah.
Yes, so you should go for those kind of courses. They help you. And if you choose to go for a full-time master's or a bachelor's course, just go for it. Don't, it's usually, time flies, so don't just settle, just go for it. Before you know, you are done, and it kind of open many doors of opportunity for you. So invest in yourself, because it's yourself. So invest in yourself and your future.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mado, you'll be handling that question on if there's anything any program that can be of help, but also you'll be closing, so we are rounding the closing part of it. So you do the two in one, okay? Thank you.
Yeah. Any program that can help, it is still in relation with what Angelo said. And there are some people, even there are immigrants that came here and they have not even gone to school. That will not shock any of us because we know maybe,
Definitely.
yes. And what you can do, it is like taking a vocational course program. What we have encouraged here is that don't keep yourself at the bottom. Do something for yourself. You should not go for a bone cracking job, which later on is going to, like, your back, you are always complaining your leg and things like that. Go for it. The Norwegian society encourage those that they have. There are literacy courses which you can still take, no matter your age. You just have to be determined. I have a lady that she's from Congo, and she was telling me how she went to these literacy courses, and she's right up to, what do they call in Norwegian, vidre gonde or something like that. Yes, she's right up to that level, and she wants to be I don't know, for they call it I don't know what I seek a player or seek. There's something like, yeah, not really that big nurse as such, but you like the assistant. So she's already in the program and she's just going. And though it is so exciting, even when she told me, I felt so well. Those are the kind of things I think should be encouraged. And then where even people around us that they can do. Talk less of the ones that you know, and then is that you are educated, but not to a certain level that you can still enroll in school and then do much, much better. Thank you.
Your closing remark, Ejiro.
My closing remark is Norway has a lot of opportunities. Open your mind, be positive, be strategic, and invest in yourself. The sky is the beginning point for you, not the limit.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. And for our listeners, it's a radio station, and we are also live on different platforms. Thank you for tuning in. This topic, or whatever we're talking about today, it's an issue that is affecting a lot of immigrants, and people have slipped into depression. A lot of people have given up in one way or another. It's not yet late. We have a Giro here, and their organization is doing that. Our organization is also helping a lot of people with the networking and stuff like that. But I would say this. Madeline said something about networking, and I would say that personally, I got my job through networking. Normally, if you're starting somewhere, sometimes it can be a voluntary aspect. It's not going to be easy to climb up the ladder. It calls for patience, it calls for determination, it calls for strategy. The platforms you're getting is just to help to climb to the next level. So make every little opportunity you get, and work your ways out through it. Thank you, guys. Until next week, we are coming back with the topic on psychology, because that is where a lot of questions came to us. So stay tuned till next time. Thank you. Everyone says, bye to you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.